Hello and welcome to a brand new series here on the new Saxlingham, I think I said that right, map here from Farm Sim Brisco. This is an absolutely amazing map. We're going to start off with I'm going to call it the small holding, I guess you could say, little holding. We're just going to start off with this one field here, our house, and some equipment. We do have a loan for the equipment, and the goal for this series is, well, the premise is we're starting off with basically nothing. We want to eventually become a farmer, so we're going to start off with just a little bit small piece of land. We're going to mow that with the equipment we have, which is a mower or a tractor. We do have a tedder / windrow and a mini baler. And so we're going to start off making just hay, which is not very much money, as you may know. And our goal is to make $10 million to buy a farm. And some of the land, well, actually pretty much everything on the land we can't buy. We can't buy any of the fields that are associated with that farm. We have to buy it all at once with the $10 million. But there are a couple of pieces where we have some outskirts where we can buy those throughout this process. But a lot of our money is going to be coming from contracts. So this will almost be a contract series, I guess you could say. We will be buying some land and equipment along the way, but our ultimate goal is to save up $10 million to get that farm. So that's the premise of our goal. So let's get started on this and crank up the music and make some money. We have finished mowing our field, and we're not going to tenant windrow it right away because, well, in real life, it just doesn't become instantly hay. You have to give it time to dry. So we're going to simulate that. We're going to go for some little bit of realism in this series. Not a whole lot, but we will do some. But in the meantime, we're going to take some contracts up to try and make some more money because that's what this series is all about. We need to make $10 million. So we're going to do some contracts. We're going to head over to the store, pick up the equipment, and do some bale wrapping. Can we just take a moment to talk about how absolutely breathtaking and amazing this map is? I mean, Farm Sim Brisco, man, you knocked it out of the park. And I say that because not every map, has that feeling of like, hey, this feels like a real place. It has these real attention to detail and the creativeness that like this one does, and a few others like Aero and a few other maps that have come out. And it is absolutely exciting to see this level of excellence being done on maps. I absolutely love it and can't wait to see more maps coming out like this. as we wrap up this oh man, I totally did the pun, didn't I? I apologize. Anyways, as we finish up the first wrapping contract, we're going to wind our way through these absolutely breathtaking farm paths. And I gotta say, I have a love-hate relationship. It's mostly absolutely love, but there's a little bit of hate there because as we will discover in this episode, you have to kind of plan out your routes because I made some false assumptions on how to access some of the fields, and that will prolong the amount of time driving around on some of these contracts. Despite all that, I still absolutely love it because it feels absolutely amazing and so well designed. All right, we are going to cut across here through some random farmer's field. I'm going to stick around the edges. Don't tell him. I mean, hopefully he won't see this video. Anyways, we're going to head in here and do our third contract. This one shouldn't take too long. And we're done with this. We're going to have to do some major backtracking because the fourth and final contract is the field where I was kind of referencing I made some false assumptions about how to access it, as we will see shortly.
Told you so.
Our third contract is all finished, all wrapped up. I just had to say it. I'm sorry. Anyways, we're going to head over here. Now, I had made an assumption that this field we're going to be working on next was accessible from the road. And that was a very false assumption that I made. And I should have, I don't know, maybe done some prep work and looked at that and looked overhead. And also, by the way, I love the little river that we have to drive through. But anyways, the field that we're doing the contract on is right here. And the entrance is way on the other side. So we're going to have to drive all the way back around, do a lot of backtracking here to access that field.
But I told you so.
contracts are all done. So we're gonna head back to the store, turn on our equipment, and collect our payday on the contracts, and hopefully make some good money off of all of this. And I do want to say, if you've been enjoying this series so far, and if you love this map as much as I do, leave a like and also leave down in the comments. Let me know what is your favorite part of this map.
But I told you so.
We are now in the month of September, which means it's time to windrow our grass. So this windrow, it's actually a windrow and tether in one from Mags. Absolutely fantastic mod. But we're gonna use this one here because part of the series is what I'm gonna do is let the grass sit for a period of time so that it would dry out like it would in real life. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen in games. So we're gonna use this windrow because after you're done with that, you windrow it up and then you bell it. So I'm making this one work with that because we're not going to be doing any tedding. We're going to let the grass just sit out and dry out naturally. So that's how I'm justifying using this windrow to keep our realism. I'm going to go with it. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. But let's get all of this windrowed up here, and then we're going to get it bailed up and then get those bales loaded up onto our trailer and get them sold.
I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. It all, but made it through the day, cause I found my way. I found my way.
So I know some of you keen observers have probably noticed, like, hey, this thing's not popping out as many bells as it should be. Hey, wait a second, that's a whole lot of liters for a mini bell. So when I said realism, I said, some realism. So this is a custom edit of this beller. I just don't like having loads and loads and loads of bells. So I adjusted the bell capacity on this thing. And yeah, each mini bell is 5,000 liters. Yes, I know it's unrealistic, but it's less bells I have to move, and I'm still getting the same amount of yield either way. So, you know what? It's all a little give and take, give and take. I'm just gonna go ahead and get in front of this one. So on the realism side, yes, this bell fork has auto load on it, but I am not using auto load on the trailer. So you know what? Remember I said give and take? Yeah, we're doing the give and take here as well. And I'm gonna mess up that bell up, but you know what? Hey, it works. We got everything loaded onto the trailer, although not very cleanly. But you know, bells are just something I just I need. I'm gonna take a lot of shortcuts when it comes to bells. You will learn that about me real fast. But we're gonna take over our little load of bells here and take them to the nearest sell point, which actually is also the pretty much the only place we can sell them, and get these bells sold and make a little bit of money. But you know what? Every little bit helps. I ain't gonna lie, $6,600 is actually more than I thought we would get. Quite a bit more, actually. So that's good. That's good. Hopefully we can start making some salvage at some point and make even more from it. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode here. And this series will be coming out every Thursday. So episode 2 will be next Thursday. So if you have not subscribed already, be sure and subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified of future episodes. Hello and welcome back here for episode 2 as we are slowly but surely moving towards our goal of making $10 million, which seems like a long ways away, but we will eventually get there because our goal is to make $10 million so that we can buy the farm. Now we're going to head over to the store because I want to get a bell wrapper because that has been the most common contract, and for now we're kind of relegated to doing contracts as our #1 way of making money. So to do that, we're going to eventually have to over time spend money to get equipment so that we can maximize the profit we make on the contracts. So we're going to pick up this bell wrapper here, and then we're going to pick up a couple of bell wrapping contracts and a couple of mowing contracts and get some money, and then we're going to do a little small expansion on this episode. There is a couple of pieces of land that I want to get to kind of help grow our contracting business as well as provide a little additional revenue on the side. So let's crank up the music and head over here and do some bell wrapping contracts before we move on to the mowing contracts. Alright, we are wrapping up the first contract, and yes, I did it again. I am so sorry. The dad jokes abound. But yes, we finished the first contract, so we're going to head over into the second one. And yes, I did peek at the map to figure out which way to get there, because I learned from the first episode, don't assume how to get there. It's one of those things I absolutely love, but there's a little bit of not hate, but I just dislike as far as like having to plan the routes, but I actually kind of like it too. So it's mostly love, and it makes the map feel so real and so amazing. So yeah, I can't really complain about it. But let's get this field all done. It is a bit larger, a lot more bells, but we'll knock this out and then head over back to the farm and start the mowing contracts. Both contracts are done. We will collect the payday on when all 4 contracts are done. But we're going to head back to the farm now and enjoy this absolutely beautiful drive, and then pick up our mower and start those mowing contracts. Now, as we're heading along this absolutely beautifully scenic road here, I did want to mention, if you've been enjoying this series and this episode, be sure and leave a like, and also leave a comment. Let me know, what is your favorite starting location on this map, because I'm kind of curious. I picked I tried to pick something different, but I'm not sure if anyone else has used this one that I used. But if you have, or you have your personal favorite, let me know what it is down in the comments. All right, we have completed both the mowing contracts, plus we already did our 2 baling contracts, so we got some money to collect on that. But before we do that, we're going to head back towards the farm, but we're not going to pull into the farm. We're actually going to pull around back because the first of our small expansions is actually a property right behind us. So we're going to collect the money on the contracts, plus take out a $100,000 loan for over a 10-year period to finance paying for the first small expansion, which will give us some sheds to put our equipment in, because that's really important because we're heading into the winter months. In addition, it'll give us a nice little small field that we'll be able to mow, and we'll mow it up, and then we're going to let it sit and give it time to dry, which will come back, the last half of October, and then we'll windrow that up, bale it up, and make some money from all that hay. Granted, it'll be hay, so it won't be a whole lot, but still, it's money, and we need money because we still have one more piece of our small expansion that we want to do besides this. All right, this is the last of our equipment to move over, and we're going to park our tractor here, head back over to the house, and move on to the last half of October, which will give our grass plenty of time to dry out so we can windrow it and bale it up. we got our bales all loaded up here, and we're going to take these over to the farm. You know, the one that we're saving up $10 million to buy. But before we do, we're going to make a little pit stop. We're going to buy the second piece of land for our small expansion in this episode. And this will give us another grass field that we will be mowing in the next episode. But yeah, that does leave us a little money. But so we're going to take a little drive here through just a little small part of the massive farm that we want to buy that we're saving up our $10 million to get. And this farm is absolutely massive. It has tons of land, and yeah, it's worth the $10 million. And there's a lot of it that we won't see, but give it a little sneak peek into it. There is going to be a farm build about this over on my main channel, and it will be coming out soon if it has not already. I'm not positive, but if it has, I will put a link in the description to where you can go check it out, as well as up here at the top corner of the video. Hello there, and welcome back for episode 3 as we're continuing on with our ultimate goal of getting to $10 million so that we can buy the farm. But for this episode, we're going to have a little baby goal, and that is to get our count up to $100,000. And we're going to have to do that with contracts because we don't have much land yet. We did just, acquire a couple extra small pieces of land in the last episode, but yeah, it's not the type of land that's going to make us money yet. Not yet, but we'll work towards that. But for now, we're gonna grab 6 contracts to start off with. We have 2 bale wrapping contracts, we have 2 mowing contracts, and we also have 2 fertilizing contracts. Now, we do not have the equipment for doing the fertilizing, so we're gonna have to borrow that, and this will probably be something we want to look into investing in as we drive through another part of that farm that we are going to be after. But fertilizing contracts do pay really good money, so that might be something we want to invest in, because we can do a lot of fertilizing. There's a lot of farmland around here, so we should be able to make some good money doing it. We're continuing on with the bell wrapping here, and as we get ready to crank up the music and do some more of this, hopefully making some good money here, I did want to mention real quick, if you have been enjoying this series and if you enjoy this map, be sure and hit that like button, and down in the comments let me know. I know in the last episode I asked what farm did you start with, and kind of a similar question for you down in the comments is, what is your favorite field to farm on this map? Now let's crank up the music and get some money made, because yeah, we need it. We have a lot of work to do to get to that 100,000.
Keep on acting out like strangers. Scream out loud. I will go if nothing changes. So change your heart.
All right, and those contracts were pretty quick, pretty fast to do, which one of the reasons I love the bell wrapping contracts. They are good money. We're gonna take the syndicator route back because we're kind of giving a little tour of the farm. So everything on our left side, and as we make the turn here, then it's gonna be everything as we head towards that farm. Everything also on the right side is all part of that farm. And there is a ton of land and buildings, and we will cut through the little silo complex of the farm to just kind of show it off. And again, there is a farm build video coming for this. I'm not sure if it's out yet, but it will be on my main channel. And if it has come out, I will put a link for it in the description to where you can go check it out, where we actually go through and build out that entire farm. But we're gonna head back to our place and grab our mower and then get started with doing the mowing contracts. But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and mow that new field that we just purchased so we can start getting that grass to dry out, and then we'll be ready to ted it and windrow it next month.
You never give me any chance. Watch me on my way out. Nothing's gonna save us from our doubts. Nothing's gonna make us spell it out. I don't wanna be the one that said, oh, I told you not so. But I told you so.
we are over here for the first mowing contract, and I know I've said it, but I've got to say it again. Farms in Brisco, man, you are a rock star. I mean, this map is absolutely breathtaking. It is right up there with Utura. Like, that's my two favorite maps in FS25 so far. Those are the two maps, this one and Utura. Like, they're just on a whole new level. Keep up the awesome work, man. I can't wait to see what you do next. So as we head over to this next field, we're gonna park here because I had to take a moment to look at the little map and didn't want to cause a traffic jam. But this little field here, I ain't gonna lie, it's a little bit of a challenge to get to. There's actually not a path that I could find that actually goes to it. And yeah, so we end up having to just cut across some grass area just to get to it. But it's kind of a hidden away field there. But we're gonna get this one mowed. This will be a really fast one because it is actually a pretty small one, but you know what? They're paying us money, so we'll do it. We'll do it. It's all about the Benjamins. And just like that, we are all done with that contract. We're gonna head over to the store now, because for the next two contracts, I cut that car off there. Sorry, didn't see you. This guy is failing on his attempt to pass me. Anyways, we're going to pull into the store here, and we're going to hop into the Massey, and we're going to do the fertilizing contracts. So we're going to, this is actually for the larger field, but we're going to use this to sneak over here and do this real small fertilizing contract real quick. Shh, don't tell the farm. I'm borrowing his for stuff for another contract. Don't tell him. But yeah, so we're going to bust this out here real quick, and then we'll head over and do the correct build. All right, so we made it over here, and this is actually a pretty large field. So we're gonna go ahead and use the GPS. It's not something I normally use, just because most of the field work we're doing is on smaller fields, and honestly, the GPS thing I have with the enhanced vehicle mod is much better for that type of work. But for this field, yeah, we're gonna use the in-game GPS just because it does make it easier to keep track of what we have fertilized and what we haven't. Now, yes, I know if I was using precision farming, then it would update in the HUD, but you know what? We're not using precision farming. Yes, but yeah, I might do a series in the future on it. For now, I don't particularly like it for a couple of things, but that's a whole other topic. So look, we won't go into that. So let's just go ahead and get this field done here, get it fully fertilized, and then we will head back to the store, drop off our tractor, and collect the money from all 6 contracts and see how close we are to that 100,000 goal. So all the contracts are done, and we are heading back to the store here. So we're going to pull into the store. We will park the equipment and then collect the money on the contracts. And our goal, of course, is to get to $100,000. And as we will see here, we didn't quite make it after collecting all of these. We're about $16,000 short, which means we're going to need to do some more contracts. So I'm going to head back to the farm eventually after I get lost and miss the churns and get churned around and all that. But we're gonna head back to the farm, and then we will pick up a couple more contracts just so that we can make it to that $100,000. However, on the way back, I decided we're gonna go ahead and mow this other field. We are in the last half of October, and if we mow it now, we'll need time for it to dry, because again, we're using a windrow that basically converts it into hay. It's a tether built into a windrow. So to kind of simulate that, we're letting the grass sit out for half a month to dry out, so that way it kind of has some realism to it. And I'm kind of looking at the calendar going like, wait a second, so if I wait to mow this next month when it has its better, more growth states, we get more yield, it's gonna be at the end of November, and that's getting a little late. So we're gonna go ahead and mow it now, which will give us a little bit of reduced yield, but that's fine. We can live with that, and then we will come back in the first half of November, and windrow this up and get our hay all baled up. All right, so we're going to grab 2 more contracts. One of these is something I am going to regret doing, and the other one is okay. And the one I'm going to regret doing is the tedding contract. Note to future me, if I ever get an inclination to do a tedding contract and I don't have a huge tedder, I don't know, hit my toe with a hammer or something. Because this was a very painful contract to do. I don't know why. Why did I do this to myself? But we're gonna start off with the tedding contract, and this will take some time, a lot of time. So for this, we will probably do a little jump cut on it because it's a large field, and I don't have a large ted. So yeah, so we'll get started on this and do a jump cut, and then when we're done with that, we're gonna head over and do our bill wrapping contract, and these two should get us just over that $100,000 mark.
Then it's quiet.
Well, with that contract finally done, we're gonna head back to the farm, park the windrow/tedder, and then we're going to grab our bell wrapper and finish off that last contract, and then we will collect our payday, and that should put us over that $100,000 goal we have for this episode.
There's a ghost town echoing inside your walls, 5 feet underground now. Nothing's gonna save us from our doubts. Nothing's gonna make us spell it out. I don't wanna be the one that said, "Oh, I told you so," but I told you so. My kingdom on lockdown. You never give me any chance. Watch me on my way out. Nothing's gonna save us from our doubts. Nothing's gonna make us spell it out.
All right, we are all done here. So let's go ahead and hop in the menu here and collect our money. And yes, we have over $100,000 in the bank after those 2 contracts. So we have hit our goal for this episode. So we're going to enjoy the beautiful scenic drive back to the farm here. And we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode here. And I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Well, hello and welcome back here for episode 4 as we're continuing on very slowly towards that $10 million goal so we can buy the farm that we want to get. We're going to be spending some money in this episode. One, we need a pressure washer because our equipment's getting dirty and we want to take care of our equipment because it is fairly expensive. The other thing we're going to spend some money on is we want to get a fertilizer spreader. We will finance it because, well, it makes sense financially for what we're trying to do, because kind of our path to the $10 million is we're going to basically build up a contracting business. So kind of laying out the plan here a little bit for the next quite a few episodes. So we're going to have to be over time acquiring new equipment, better equipment, bigger equipment as we build up that contracting business, because that is the key to us getting that $10 million. So we're going to head over to the store. We're going to pick up a fertilizer spreader, and then we're going to pick up some contracts, but we're going to go big this time. We're going to do some big contracts to try to make some big money, which means they will take a little bit longer, but payday is much bigger on the bigger ones. Wait, let's try. The payday is much better on the bigger ones. That sounds better. Anyways, let's crank up the music and get started on doing some farming. Now, in a couple of these frozen contracts, I went ahead and borrowed the equipment, not to use the equipment because we're going to use our own equipment, but because they supply the fertilizer. And that is a big cost factor in doing these contracts. So we're going to keep using our own equipment, but it's worth borrowing just for, at least for a couple of the contracts, to supply fertilizer because it saves us a ton of money. All right, those first 2 contracts are done. They were pretty small fields, but the next 2 are over actually by our, well, house, or as we've been calling it, a little small holding here that is gradually growing. But we're going to cut through here, through the farm, take another little side path through some more of their buildings here. But as we head back over, we're going to grab one of the fields, which is still a small one, and then we're going to grab the large field that we have, the large contract, which is actually just across the street from the house. all the contracts are done, so we're going to head back over to the yard, not the house, and get our equipment all parked up here, including our new fertilizer spreader. And then we're going to pick up another contract, because these 4 contracts, while they did pay good money, we also spent some money, so we ended up only being about $15,000 ahead of where we started. So we're going to pick up another large contract. This one's going to be a cultivating contract, and it pays really, really good, although we're going to borrow the equipment because we don't have it and I don't want to lease it, so we'll just borrow it. The good thing though is the field that we're cultivating is actually right across from the store, so we have a very short drive from the store to the field. Let's head over there, pick up our equipment, and get started on the large cultivating contract. So this contract is definitely going to take a very, very long time to complete. So with that in mind, we're going to do a couple of jump cuts on this one just because otherwise this time lapse would be a lot longer. Well, it'd be much longer. Let's put it that way. So we're going to keep going here, getting this field done here. And then when we're all done with this, we'll collect our big payday and take one step closer, although a baby step, closer to that $10 million.
There's not a reason why you should be afraid. I promise I'll be there when you need me to. 'Cause that's all I ever wanted, all we'll ever need. A place that makes us happy and free. I'll be waiting, I will wait for you until the time has come. I'll be waiting for the moment when our love lights up the sky. I'll be waiting to go there with you, so get ready for the ride. I'll be waiting for the moment when our love lights up the sky.
And we are done finally. But you know what? This one did take a while, but I actually don't mind it taking a while because this one, unlike that Tedding contract, this one pays a lot of money and we got to use some cool machinery too. So let's return that and there we go. Awesome payday. So that gives us a good, whoa, as I head out of here and almost cause an accident, we're going to head back to the farm because we've made a good payday. We made another good step towards that $10 million, although we still have a very, very, very long ways to go. So be sure and stay tuned for our next episode as we continue on this journey. Well, hello and welcome back here to episode 5. And yes, it's a night. And yes, we're still in October where we left off in the last episode. And the reason for this is I got to thinking and there was a tractor on sale. And I kind of was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But I was like, no, I don't really need it. But I got to thinking about it and we actually do need that tractor. The price is really good and it fits it will provide us with something that we desperately need as we're trying to build out this contract business. And that is, we have a tractor now, our smaller one here, which can do a lot of, small things, a lot of things that we needed to do. So we're going to keep that, but we also need a tractor that we can use on those bigger contracts, especially ones that require a lot more horsepower. So we're going to head over to the store and we're going to go ahead and purchase this tractor and take it back home. And then we're going to move on to November. we are now in November. It's early. The sun is just barely starting to come up here, but we got work to do. So we're going to pick up a couple contracts. We're going to pick up 2 bell wrapping contracts plus 2 fertilizing contracts. And we'll probably also do some harvesting contracts when we're all done with those. We're going to get started with just the bell wrapping and fertilizing for now, get those out of the way, make some quick money before we tackle that the harvesting, because those are going to be a lot more time consuming, but they also do pay a lot more, which is what we're after here. we have completed the fertilizing and the bale wrapping contracts. So next up is some harvesting contracts. But before we grab those, what we're gonna do is we're gonna head back over to our little yard area, and I'm gonna set the spawn point for the equipment there because the harvesting contracts, there's 2 of them I want to pick up, and they are both actually right by our land. So I want to spawn the equipment there using the store deliveries instead of having to drive all the way from the store back over here with every little bit of equipment. So we're gonna head over here and then we'll set the delivery point and pick up those contracts and get started on some harvesting and hopefully making some big money. So before we start this though, we're gonna spend some money. We're gonna sell some of our equipment and we're gonna buy some equipment. We're gonna use the store delivery because we already have it set up for that. So we're gonna have it delivered right to our yard, pay the fee, it's worth it. But we're going to sell our mini baler and pick up a new baler. So we have a tractor that's a lot more powerful now, so we can get a more heavy duty baler. In addition to that, we're also going to buy a trailer because we're going for that so-so realism that I've mentioned where there's some give and take there, and I want to get a trailer that has an unreal capacity but yet still looks realistic, but it's just going to have unreal capacity. And the reason for that is on these contracts, you'll probably notice on the 2 we have is the sell point is on the clear opposite side of the map, and for the sake of content of me just driving, spending all my time driving way over there and way back, so this will allow me, I'm going to have just the unlimited capacity, well not unlimited but unreal capacity trailer, so that I can spend some time actually harvesting for the video. Yeah, that's my excuse and I'm sticking with it.
Lights down low, still wondering what you're saying. Stay. Please don't go, I'd rather have you staying. What is this game you're playing? Even if it hurts with time, we were never meant to fight. Something at the finish line. Stay. Even if it's short on time, at least we'll never wonder why this love's so hard to find. Stay.
So given that there is still quite a bit left to harvest here, and we have the other one to do as well, the other field, I think what we're going to do is we're going to split this contract up, this up into two over into our next episode. So be sure and subscribe and hit that bell if you have not already, so that way you get notified of the next episode where we will pick this up and finish harvesting all of this corn plus the other field and a bunch of more contracts. Hello and welcome back here for episode 6 as we are continuing on with the corn contract harvesting or harvesting contract that we started in the last episode. We still have quite a bit left to harvest on this field, and plus we have one more field after this, and then we got to deliver all of that corn to get our big payday. And it's going to be good because we really need a good payday because we have spent so much, well, I have spent so much money, but it was needed to upgrade our equipment as we're trying to build out this contracting business so that we can start making some big money and work towards that $10 million. We've kind of been stuck where we're at now, but our next kind of major milestone we want to get to won't be in this episode, but probably in the next episode or two is that $250,000 mark, and then we're going to keep on going, and at some point we'll make that $10 million. It just might take a while, but for now let's continue on with getting our farming done here and getting the rest of this corn harvested, and so we can get it all delivered. And we are all done here with the first field. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a little follow me and head over to the second field. And I'm going to try taking what I thought was a shortcut because I kind of thought this path went through all the way over there, but it doesn't. So we'll just cut through some random farmer's field to reach the field that we're harvesting next. So my plan here with the trailer being over 60% full is I'm going to go ahead and do a headland myself here on this field, and I'll empty that into the trailer, and then we turn this over to a worker, let them finish harvesting the rest of this field while I take a load of corn over to the sell point, get that delivered, and hopefully I'll be able to make it back before the harvester gets all filled up again, but I have a feeling it's going to be pretty close. We made it over here and delivering the corn, and this is going to fulfill the first contract as well as take a little bit chunk out of the second one. Not a huge chunk, but a little chunk. And then we're going to, with that, head all the way back to the other side of the map and hopefully get there before the worker fills up the harvester, or at least hopefully they're not waiting too long for me to get there. Well, about halfway back, I got the little notification up there saying the worker had a full tank. So yeah, not surprised, not surprised. So we're gonna pull around here and get this harvester unloaded, and then I will take over for the worker and finish harvesting off the rest of this corn. And yes, I did have a slight moment here where I was not paying attention, and yeah, tank was full and I kept on going and I destroyed a little bit of this, but thankfully not too much. But that is going to hurt me because that's coming out of my pocket. This all done now, we are done with the harvesting part of the contract. Just need to head over here, get this corn loaded into the trailer, and then we're going to head over to the that far corner of the map and get this corn delivered so we can complete the contracts on both of them and get our payday. Here we go. We ended up getting an extra $14,320 plus the two contracts, which were $22,293 and $36,613, gives us a grand total of $54,702 that we made off of those contracts, which is pretty good. That is really good money. Now we're going to head back over to the farm. Well, it's not really a farm yet. It's more of a small piece of land that we own because we do have some work on our fields we want to do, but because we have two tractors now, we're also going to pick up a fertilizing contract and have hire a worker in our other tractor to fertilize the field so that we're making money while we're working on our land, which is awesome. Business is starting to grow. really wanted to use this tractor for working our fields, but it doesn't have quite enough power for the baler. So we're gonna have it do the contract, and I'm gonna try and have a worker drive there. Although I am going to discover that don't work so well. Yeah, it don't work. So what we're gonna do here is I'll just drive it over there manually real quick, and then I'll teleport back and we'll hop in our other tractor and get started on growing up our grass fields. So something I want to do, and I'll probably do this in between this and the next episode, is I want to take out the fence separating these two fields we have in the trees, so that way it's just one larger field, just to make it easier for us to maneuver around and everything, because we own both fields and it just would make it a lot easier for us. So that's something I'll probably do, and probably what I'm going to do on that is I'll do all that work between now and the next episode, and then I will deduct, we'll say $15,000 just for associated labor of removing the fence and the trees. Seems about right. Maybe actually a little expensive, but that's what we're gonna do is here. So I'll get the fence taken out and get all those trees taken out, and then we'll have like one large field to work with, which will make it a lot easier for us. So it is starting to get a little dark, and we have finished the windrowing. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and wrap it up here, and then we'll pick it up with doing the belling in the next episode. So be sure and subscribe if you have not already, and hit that bell so you get notified of future episodes. And until then, I hope to see you next time, and hope you have a wonderful day. Hello and welcome back here for episode 7, as we are continuing on in our series towards that $10 million goal so that we can buy the ultimate farm. Now we're going to start off with doing some baling in this episode and making some silage bales, which is something we spent a lot of money, or I should say we financed a lot of money to get the equipment, and we sold our old tedder and our old baler so that we can make silage bales, which is really important because this will, silage makes a whole lot more money than hay does. So this will enable us to make more money to pay off our loans faster, and also grow our bank account, because we want to keep growing the business as well. Now, since the last episode, I did do the thing I mentioned, which was to remove the divider between the two fields, and I also did create a little path from our yard into the grass field, just to make life easier when working in our grass field. Yeah, it makes it a whole lot easier. I don't know why I didn't think about doing that sooner. But as part of that, I did deduct the $15,000 that I mentioned. So we are $15,000 lower than what we were before, but this is worth it. It was a lot of money, but this really opens up our farm and allows us to mow a whole lot more grass too as well. So let's get all of our grass baled up and all these bales wrapped and crank up the music and have some fun.
I go to work and not much change. I met a girl and she's quite funny, but I'm not quite there, ready for love. It's been alright without you here, though it was better when you were there right by my side that long ago. Oh, how I wish I didn't care if I was okay, that I could just erase, rewind, let it roll. But now I've been there, done that, and now I'm fine.
Our baler is only half full, so we're going to head over here, grab the mower, and we're going to mow up the area that used to be the divider and see if we can get enough grass to finish off this bale, because I don't want to leave a half bale in there because it's going to be, well, quite a few months before we are able to cut grass again.
I'm fine by then, fine by then. I'll be fine by then. We were on a high, but now we're letting go, and finding the way back is all I know. All I know. From now on, thinking about myself, I'm minding just my own. So when we meet again, I'm fine by then, fine by then. I'll be fine by then. Now winter's here in our old city, and I breathe the fresh air and feel good. Back at the spot where you first kissed me, I don't feel a thing, although I should. I learned my lesson last year, and now I'm fine again. We were on a high, but now we're letting go, and finding the way back is all I know. All I know. From now, I'm thinking about myself, I'm minding just my own. So when we meet again, I'm fine by then, fine by then. I'll be fine by then. We were on a high, but now we're letting go, and finding the way back is all I know.
Can you get any closer than this? My goodness. So, I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to grab the mower and we're going to mow up a little small section there, and then that should give us enough grass to finish off this bale because we are so close. And with that bale all done, we're going to grab the bale wrapper, get all of these bales wrapped, and then we'll pick them up and put them away in the bale shed so they can start fermenting in a couple months, hopefully make some good money for us. And then when we're done with that, we're going to pick up and do some contracts because we really want to try and push for that 200,000. Eventually get the 250,000, but I don't know if we'll be able to get to it in this episode.
We were never meant to fight. Something at the finish line. Stay, stay, stay. Even if it's short on time, at least we'll never wonder why this love was so hard to find. Stay, stay, stay. Lights down low, still wondering what you're saying. Please don't go, I'd rather have you staying. What is this game you're playing?
All right, we got everything done around our farm, so now we're going to pick up some contracts. We're going to start off with 3 cultivating contracts, and also, a little side note, we did not collect on the last contract we did on the last episode, so a little free bonus money. Additionally, there is also a sewing contract, and if we get everything done in time, I do want to pick that up as well because that is some good money and it shouldn't take too long. But for now, we're going to hop in our tractor, and we did not borrow equipment because we're actually going to spend some money. Well, primarily we're going to finance, and we're going to buy a cultivator so that way we can be using our own equipment on these contracts and get more of the money. Also, I do want to mention real quick, if you've been enjoying this series so far, be sure and hit that like button and also leave a comment. Let me know what you think. It really helps out a lot and it is hugely appreciated.
Oh baby, why can't you see that I can't just see that I'm dancing next to you? I've been trying to get to you. If you only could see me too. I'm moving up to you. The music is fading. I want you tonight. Let's make it happen. I wanna love you tonight. Your body next to mine, and I won't waste your time. I need to make it happen, baby, with you. Oh baby, why can't you see that I can't just see that I'm dancing next to you? I've been trying to get to you. If you only could see me too. Oh baby, why can't you see that I can't just see that I'm dancing next to you? I've been trying to get to you. If you only could see me too. You and me together in the night. You'll see. You know that I want you, know that I need you now. Your body next to mine, and I won't waste your time. I need to make it happen, baby, with you. Oh baby, why can't you see that I'm dancing next to you? Oh baby, why can't you see that I can't just see that I'm dancing next to you? I've been trying to get to you. If you only could see me too. Oh baby, why can't you see?
Well, we are en route to the next cultivating contract, and on the way here I was like, you know what, that field for the sowing contract is actually on the farm. It's one of the fields for the farm, so I think we're going to do it, but we're not going to borrow the equipment. We're actually going to borrow the planter that the farm has, because they have one. It's their field, so let's use theirs. Yeah, that's what we're going to do here. But yeah, it's worth doing. It's not going to take very long, and it's almost $18,000, so it's worth our time, and we should be able to knock it out here real quick. And just like that, we are all done. So let's take this back, get it parked, put away, grab our cultivator, and head over and finish up those last 2 cultivating contracts. And we are all done with the contracts as my voice is starting to crack. Oh boy. Anyways, allergies or cold or something's killing me here. But yes, we're gonna collect the money from these and that'll put us up to about $218,000, which gets us really close to that $250,000. But we're gonna have to wait until our next episode to go for that goal. So if you have not already, be sure and subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified of future episodes. And I hope to see you then and hope you have a wonderful day. Hello and welcome back here for episode 8 as we are continuing on pretty much from where we left off in the last episode. We're still at the last half of November and it is the evening and we haven't moved on because there is this almost $40,000 contract for cultivating out there, and we're going to do it because that's a lot of money and that will put us over that threshold of getting that $250,000 in our bank account, which is our baby step number 3, or is it 4? I'm losing track of these baby steps. But yeah, so we're going to do that. And then we're probably going to spend a bunch of money in this episode growing the contracting business. So I have a feeling we might get all the way back to like baby step 1 or 2. We're going to go backwards a little bit, but that will enable us to make more money. You gotta spend money to make money on this game. So yeah, let's head over here. We're going to do the contract, and then we'll do a little bit of expansion on our contract business and spend some money, and then we'll probably grab some more contracts. But for now, let's crank up the music and have some fun cultivating this field while we watch the sunset. And we are done. It's late, it's dark, but we got it done, and we're gonna collect this contract, and we're gonna hit that $250,000 threshold, which is that baby step 3 or 4. I'm losing track of the baby steps. Anyways, we're gonna make another change here real quick, and that is we're gonna turn off seasonal growth. We're gonna keep the visual months, but we're gonna turn that off because that'll just allow us to keep progressing, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to do anything for like about 3 months out of the year. And for the sake of keeping this series going, we want to, keep progressing forward. So let's head back to the farm, and we're going to move on to the month of December. And once we get to December, there is a lot we're going to be doing. We're going to spend a lot of our money. We're going to grow the business a little bit, and we're going to buy some land as well. We're going to spend some money. So we're going to probably go backwards a lot on these baby steps. And we are in December. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to buy some more land. And this land is going to be a big cash cow for us, along with some other future land purchases. It's just going to take a long time, which is another reason I wanted to turn off the seasonal growth, because I want to get started on this now. It's going to take quite a few months for this to grow. So we're going to take out a loan. We're going to buy this piece of land, and then we're going to plant the most profitable crop in the game there is in this field. It is a huge cash cow. And in case you're thinking silage, no, we're going to be planting poplar. Additionally, we're going to also finance a planter. We're going to do some sewing contracts, get some workers going on those. We're going to buy our own planter, finance it, like I said, and we're going to be planting our field and then also doing those contracts so we can kind of make up some money for all the money we're about to spend. But this is definitely money we need to spend, because this will be our ticket to eventually getting to that $10 million. I also want to mention real quick, if you've been enjoying this series, be sure to hit that like and also leave a comment. It really helps a lot, and it is hugely appreciated. So getting the planter was not a huge impact on our finances because we financed it, so it has a long-term effect but not a short-term effect, which we're going to have to do that a lot when we're building out this business. But we're about ready to do a little farm build here, very, very, very minor, because we need a place to park this. We don't, so we're going to have to put in a new shed, and that's going to eat up some of our finances, as well as we need to put in a place to get fuel, store fuel, and also we're going to need to put in a buying station for filling up our fertilizer spreader and our planter with seeds as well, because I don't want to have to drive to the store every single time. So let's do a quick little farm build here, get our shed in, get our fuel tank and our buying station in.
Sing out your frustration. Just say a word. Keep on staring at the pavement. God knows who hurt. Ooh, your mind is a ghost town, echoing inside your walls. 5 feet underground now. Nothing's gonna save us from our doubts. Nothing's gonna make us spell it out. I don't wanna be the one who said, oh, I told you so. And even if the sky was falling down, you never noticed anyone around. I don't wanna be the one who said, oh, I told you so. But I told you so.
Well, the one thing that is eating into our expenses a lot right now is seats. And so to kind of help with that, we're going to head over to one of the contracts and see how they're doing on seat usage. Because if they have plenty of seats to finish off that field, I'm going to steal the rest of the seats and put them in my planter. Yeah. Because I could use them. Yeah, I know it's kind of on that gray line or maybe past a little bit, but you know what? No one's gonna tell the farmer I'm stealing their seeds, right? Right? You won't tell them.
Echoing inside your walls, 5 feet underground now. Nothing's gonna save us from our doubts. Nothing's gonna make us spell it out. I don't wanna be the one who said, oh, I told you so. But I told you so. My kingdom on lockdown. You never give me any chance. Watch me on my way out. Nothing's gonna save us from our doubts. Nothing's gonna make us spell it out. I don't wanna be the one who said, oh, I told you so. But I told you so.
We have finished planting our field with the poplars plus the other contract stunts. So we're going to head over here and we're going to help the worker finish up this corn planting contract. It's a large field. So we're going to help them out here because, well, our seeder is bigger and better. And so we'll be able to knock this field out, the rest of it, in no time at all. And we are all done with this contract here. So we're going to go ahead and collect that and the other ones. That's going to give us an additional $66,830, which brings our balance back up. It was getting really low there. We're back up to $75,373, which is a lot better place to be because we were almost broke there for a moment. And with that done, let's head back to the farm and we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode here and pick it up in the next episode. So if you haven't already, be sure and subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified of future episodes. Hello and welcome back here to our episode 9 as we are continuing on with our series of getting to the $10 million so that we can buy the ultimate farm. But in the last episode, we got all the way to baby step 3, which was get $250,000 in the bank, and then we spent a bunch of money. So we're going to focus in right now on baby step 1 again of getting $100,000 in the bank. And to do that, we're going to pick up a bunch of contracts. We're going to do some sewing contracts because they pay really big money, and then we're also going to do a cultivating contract. Now my plan for these sewing contracts is that we are going to borrow the equipment so we can get the seeds, because again the seeds are the most expensive part for doing those. So yeah, we definitely want the farmer to supply the seeds for that. Additionally, my plan is we're going to use the machinery that they come with as well. I'm going to hire workers, I guess you can call them subcontractors, to get started on those fields, and then I will hop in our tractor and use our planter to kind of work alongside those to get the contracts finished up quickly. Now, I did want to mention real quick before we crank up the music and start the party that if you've enjoyed this video or the series so far, please leave a like or a comment. Let me know. It really helps out the channel hugely, especially as I'm trying to grow this channel and get more viewers. The number one thing that helps is those likes and comments. So let me know down in the comments what you think, and let's crank up the music and get the party started in here. All right, we have the contracts all set up and we have workers out here tackling all the contracts, well, the sewing ones at least. So we're gonna head back to our farm, grab our tractor, grab our planter, and come help out in each of these contracts so we can wrap them up as fast as possible, because we are, well, we're a good part way through the day already, so we need to get these done as fast as possible.
Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. I know man passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can't find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. reach out to the sky. I found my way, I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day, cause I found my way, I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay, cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. Cause I found my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. I found my way, I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day, cause I found my way, I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay, cause I found my way.
So we are all done with this contract, and it did not take too long between both of us, the subcontractor hired and me busting it out. It went by really fast. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually do some more shenanigans here and steal the seeds from this planter, put it into mine. So the reason for that is one of the contracts is planting potatoes, and that uses a ton of seeds, and it is a very large field. So I'm going to get as many seeds as I can from the contract so that we can not have to buy so much, because otherwise that potato planting contract, it would be probably a losing scenario otherwise. Now that said, we're going to make a little pit stop by our yard, and we're going to buy a bunch of seeds just because I don't think we have enough, and I don't want to be over there and run out of seeds. So we are going to spend some money, unfortunately, and get some seeds, because I know from experience, planting potatoes does use a lot. Yeah, let's be prepared this time. It's a long drive over to that field. So right next to the potato field, there's actually another contract on the field right next to it for doing barley. And it is a very large field. It's a large contract, comes with a lot of seeds. So we're going to grab that contract as well, which will give us even more seeds. I'm going to go ahead and start off just doing this myself. I don't really like the cedar planter it comes with, because those type are great for the big open American fields, but they don't work so well on an English map. So to help speed this along, because the day is, it's winding down fast, we're going to hire a worker, but I'm not going to use the equipment. As I mentioned, it's not geared for UK area, because that's designed for like the big open plains like you have in the Midwest of the US and then some parts of Europe. We need something that's a lot more easy to maneuver. So I'm gonna lease the same planter I have, and then we'll hire a contractor to do the up and downs, and that way we can get this contract finished quickly, and that allows me to also help out on the potato field and get that one done as well. The potato contract is all done, so we're gonna head over here and help out finish off the last of this barley planting. Then we'll be all done with the planting contracts. We do still have that cultivating contract lingering out, but that is right next to our yard, and it's actually a pretty small one, so it should be pretty fast to knock out. And we are all done here with this contract, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and collect the seeds and then return that planter that I leased. Then we're gonna head back over to the yard, switch over to the cultivator, and tackle that cultivating contract real quick, and then see how much money we end up with when everything is all said and done. And we are all done with the contracts, all of them, including this one. And it is a little dark, but you know what? We got it all done. And once I figure out how to get back to the farm and what the correct road is, we're going to collect on all of these contracts here, and we make some serious money. But not only did we make $87,000, almost $88,000, but also we achieved that goal of hitting maybe step one again, of getting over that $100,000 threshold. And granted, we just barely got over it, but we are over the $100,000 threshold in our account. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. And I want to thank you for watching, and be sure and subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified of our next episode. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful day. Hello and welcome back here for episode 10, the big 1-0. And we've achieved a lot up to this point. We've had some steps forward, some steps back, some steps forward, some steps back. It's a little bit of a yo-yo, but we're starting to build up the contracting business. And as part of that, we're going to start off on this episode doing a planting contract to plant oats. And it is actually a fairly large contract. It pays just over $38,000, and it is on a large field, but that's all right. We have a really awesome planter for tackling this pretty fast. Now, there is not a whole lot of other contracts available right now, and the ones that are available, we don't really want to do just because of the type they are. So yeah, we're going to skip those. And this brings up kind of a point of we want to diversify our business a little bit so that we're not relying exclusively on what contracts are available to us. So that means we're going to want to get some more land and have alternate sources of income through crops. But for now, let's head over and get the oats planted in that field and crank up the music and have some fun. And we are all done with this contract here. Let's collect our money. Big payday for this one. Then we're going to head back to the farm. Now, there is a particular field I want to buy. We're just probably going to have to do some creative financing to get it, because I don't think we have enough credit available. So we're probably going to have to max out our loan, and even then still get a little bit creative on this. But let's head back to the farm. We'll get this put away, get everything cleaned up and washed off, and then we'll take a look at our options and see if we can swing for the fences to get this field. Now, one of the reasons I'm gonna get this field is that it is large, but it is $584,000. And another reason though I kind of want to swing for it now is because it has a crop in there, sugar beets, and it's ready to harvest, and that's a lot of money. But there's one problem here. We can only take out a loan for $451,000. That's the max available, and we have $140,000. So if we get the field in our current financial state state, we're not going to have enough to get the equipment to harvest. We'll be in a very bad spot. As in, we will be out of money and not be able to get the equipment to harvest the field. So so let's also check out this other field here real quick too, because it is a canola field. It's 323,000. I'm not quite sure, which is going to be the better option for us. So the major problem I have with the canola field is it's not a problem actually. We can afford it, no issues there, not a problem. But the issue I have here is that this was just planted, and we're going to be sinking a lot of money into this, and we're going to have to wait quite a few months for it to fully grow and be ready to harvest before we get any return on it. And our financial state right now, we really can't have that much money sunk into something and wait, because we just did that with the field we just recently bought and planted that poplar. I mean, that's going to be like what, 12, 14, 16 months before we get those, any money back from that. So I think what we're going to do here is what I kind of hinted at, and that is creative financing. We are going to get the equipment for harvesting the sugar beets. We're going to finance the equipment to get the sugar, for harvesting the sugar beets, which will in turn give us more equity as far as being worth more money, which then means in turn we'll have more funds available to borrow to buy the land. And like I said, creative financing. So let's get the equipment, get it financed, get it there, and then we're going to take out the loan, max out the loan, and get to the field, and hopefully everything goes well, we'll be able to start harvesting it and make some money by the end of this episode. Wow, that actually worked. I was kind of, surprised. I ain't gonna lie, when I was doing this, from recording it, I was just like, we're gonna try it, see if it works, and it did. So, yes, we did our creative financing there. We got the land and the equipment, and we're still about $90,000 in the bank, which is, I'm just a little beside myself here that my creative financing scheme actually worked. Does that work in real life? Anyways, let's get back to this. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to use our old stair tractor here, and I'm going to have it pull the smaller implement for clearing the foliage, and have it go. I'm going to do a couple headlands, all the headlands, and then I'll turn it over to a worker, have it work on the up and downs, and then I'm going to go grab, after turn it over to a worker, I'm going to grab the harvester and start harvesting on the headlands, and then go from there. And I'm just kind of realizing now, I almost wish we had a third tractor for hauling the trailer, but we will figure that out. But for now, we're going to crank up the music, have some fun, and harvest some sugar beets, and hopefully make a lot of money. headlands are all done, I'm going to turn it over to a worker, let them continue on with cutting the tops off, and then we're going to hop in our other tractor, the big boy here, and grab the harvester and start harvesting some sugar beets. And again, the big thing here is I'm hoping that we make a lot of money from this, because I don't like being so low on funds, and also we are maxed out on loans and everything right now, so we need to start making some good money so we can start paying down those loans. So I kind of am realizing I made a mistake when this is a custom edit version of this harvester I did, and I just realized I made a mistake on the capacity and the unload speed and all that. So I did a quick hop out and hop back in to edit the XML on this real quick and fix this harvester. So now it should work fine. By fine, I mean have an unreal capacity and also unloading the trailer a lot faster. Because again, you know, I'm going for that so realism. You know, the give and take that I keep talking about, you know, give a little, take a little. Yeah, that's what it's all about. And just having fun. So our trailer is all filled up here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to disconnect from the harvester and grab the trailer and take a load over to whoever has, well, the best price, or so I thought, but then I realized the best sell price is quite a drive. So we're going to sell it to the farm. You know, that place that we're saving up to buy? Yeah, we're going to sell it to them because they want to buy the sugar beets. And the price is pretty darn close to the best price. It's close enough. And yes, we make some good money from this, and that's just, you know, basically 2 headlands, not even that actually. So we're gonna make some good money off of this field. Definitely worth the investment. But we're gonna have to finish harvesting this in the next episode, so be sure and hit the subscribe button and also that bell so you get notified of future episodes as we continue on harvesting this field and find out how much money we make from it.